That new guy, Marco?
He is seriously luscious.
The OMGs literally described 100 different ways Marco is a snack.
Nice to meet you. But I'm a little hungry, so I'm gonna go get myself a snack.
Taylor, at the end of the movie, there's almost sort of like a cliffhanger with Marco a little bit. Like, he seems to really have a thing for Elle, come hell or high water. Yeah. How far do you think he's like willing to go?
Who knows? Maybe he applied to Berkeley and Harvard. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't think he did it. No, he didn't. I think he's willing to give it one more shot. And, I'm hoping that, Netflix gives us, the cast, another shot to tell, Chloe and Marco's stories post high school. Because we do get that cliffhanger when Marco's buddy says, she's not worth it. He says, no, she is. Marco's one of those guys that set their mind to something. As you can see with like the DDM contest, he knew she needed money for college. He put in the work. He helped her. He motivated her and got her out of her funk. So I would say he's willing to go through a lot.
Maisie, Elle has some suspicions about your character's relationship with Noah, with Chloe's relationship with Noah. I mean, in some sense, like, can you blame her?
It's funny because one thing I would love for the audience to do is to rewatch it after they know the ending and to really look at that, because the way that I played it and the way that Vince and I really carefully sort of manufactured it was that she never does anything which is wrong. All she is loving to Noah and loving to Elle, and so wants to meet Elle, so wants to meet Noah's family. It's all kind of actually created through Elle's imagination. And if only they'd communicated earlier and, and Noah had done a better job of the introductions, and I think they could have avoided this, and Elle and Chloe could have had a fantastic friendship. So I think it's a really good point to how we can sometimes let our own insecurities get in the way and therefore warp our sense of reality.
When I was watching, I was like, is she supposed to be like a college sophomore? Like, I'm not buying it.
I see her as being a senior who sort of sees this dashing young man who finally someone who gives as good as she can, and they just sort of have this amazing sort of platonic friendship. That's how I always viewed it. And she kind of scoops him up under her wing and sort of takes him around with her.
So many beautiful girls at Harvard.
Experienced girls? Sorry about you and Noah.
Tell me about your Dance Dance Mania, like, horror stories.
Like, right when I booked the movie, I think like within the next week, we started dance rehearsals. Then we left for Cape Town, South Africa, 6-hour dance rehearsals a day before I even started filming. And then all my days off, I was still dancing, guitaring, performing, figuring all of that out. I would say you'll see at the end of the film in the credits, you see Joey fall off of the dance machine at the competition. And in the moment I was like, oh my gosh, we're on a stage, we're 8 feet high. Is she okay? And, she was fine. But, I have fallen and, gotten caught on like the rubber on my shirt and just like did a full like front roll, like in somersault onto the platform. Joey actually got super sick one time during one of our filming days. I completely forgot an entire dance, so there's like trials and tribulations of having to learn so many dances and just keeping them to memory. But I wouldn't change it for anything. We had such a good time, and the choreographers were so patient with us because I would ask them to stay later, and I knew they had lives, but I was also like, guys, let's invest, man. Let's invest in this.
If I found someone smart, funny, and like the same stuff I like, I'd hold on to them